Hey there, guys. Coach Paige here. Happy Wednesday. It's midweek, right? That's kind of exciting for some people. It gives them that extra little boost sometimes to be like, hooray, weekend over here, because work weeks suck. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about today was basically how to keep your communication strong with your coach, as well as also be keeping your health or your goals kind of a top level priority thing along with everything else that you're up to. So I wanted to do a little bit of math. So let's take, I'm going to get the calculator pulled up here because I don't feel like thinking that hard right now. But there's 7 days in a week, right? If there's 24 hours in a day, that's basically 168 hours a week that you kind of have at your disposal. Now, but let's think about that for a second. You're not awake for all 168 hours each week. In fact, you hopefully are sleeping for a good chunk of that. So let's just pretend, to make things easy, that you're getting, I don't know, let's say 7 hours of sleep, because I know most of you aren't even getting 8. So let's take 7 hours times 7 days a week. That's 49 hours. Okay? So if I take 168 hours minus that 49 that you're sleeping, now we're talking about 119 hours that you're awake. Okay? Let's pretend for another moment that most of you work for 8 hours a day. Okay? So it's only 5 days a week though, typically. So 8 hours times 5 is 40. So now from that 119, we're going to subtract another 40 hours that you're at work, right? So again, most people are 40-hour work week minus 40. Okay, so now we're talking about 75 hours of extra time. So some of that's going to be spent eating food or running errands, I don't know, whatever. Let's take out another 7 hours for dinner each night. Let's just pretend that most of us, for a moment, actually sit at a dinner table with our family or some friends or siblings or what have you, and actually take a full hour to eat. Okay? We'll pretend like that kind of factors in maybe time taken for lunch or time taken for breakfast, which again, I know a lot of you you multitask, right? You eat lunch and work at the same time, or maybe you eat breakfast while driving, all that stuff. So let's just go ahead and take out another 7 hours. Okay, so 75 minus 7 minus 5 that's 68 hours. 68 hours. It's kind of a lot of time, or is it? I'm not sure. Now, on top of that, I know that you're at the gym for 2 hours. So 2 hours out of 68, you're with me. 2 hours out of 68. That's like 1/30th or something like that, in fractions. What is my point? Forget all these numbers. My point is, I don't get to see you very often. It's hard pressed for time to build rapport, get to know each other, talk about food, talk about stress levels, talk about hydration, talk about how things are just going in general, what's happening with food, stuff like that, when you're in the training session with me, which we're really supposed to be dialed in and focused on our movement and quality and really getting the most bang for our buck, typically, that kind of stuff. So as a coach, especially in a small group setting, it can be difficult to get all that cleared in 60 minutes. That's why maybe some of you have heard me say that I really don't like 30-minute sessions, unless, of course, the person's coming in, 4 and 5 days a week. So I get to see them consistently throughout the week or every day. So if I'm only seeing you for those 2 hours, and most of the time we're just working on physical exercise, and we're not talking about, or don't have much of an ability to talk about, the other aspects that are involved in health. Because when you say health, you really do have to think about, it's not just your physical health. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about what you're eating, because food is fuel. Food is energy, and you need energy every day. Your cells go through millions and billions and trillions of cellular reproduction and metabolites every single day, all the time. They're constantly, cells reproducing, old cells are dying, new cells are being created. This is happening ongoing. So I only get to see you 2 hours out of an entire week. Out of 68 extra hours, only 2 of those are mine. So now we're looking at 66 hours. Okay, so I am doing my best to, I want to text you when you're not in the gym, see how your week's going, maybe give you some motivation, maybe send you a reminder about something you told me you're going to do. That's how I hold you accountable. And it's never meant to be point the finger, place the blame. Usually I say, hey, you said you were going to go for a walk, how'd it go? You say I didn't go for a walk. I'll say, well, what happened? It's not about like, well, you suck and clearly you don't know how to get to your goals, right? So on top of that, this email that I'm sending you is also a workout that you can do at home on your own. If you have questions about any of the exercises, let me know. Most of them you have seen or done at some point in time. But this is just to give you that extra little oomph so that you can add in another day of exercise. It's meant to be simple and easy so that you can just bang it out in a short period of time, and it's also meant to be able to be done at home so you don't have to go anywhere. So my goal again is to make it as simple and easy so there's really ideally no excuse as to why you couldn't do it. Remember, time isn't really a good excuse because that just also tells me that your priorities are a little out of alignment, and while that happens from time to time, we just wouldn't want that happening consistently. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, stay strong, move well, and move often.